Here's what you need to know about how artificial intelligence is truly stepping into classrooms.
Yeah.
Not really to replace teachers or students, but to genuinely supercharge learning for everyone.
Exactly.
Our mission in this deep dive, essentially, is to unpack Google's latest wave of AI tools and features. These were just announced at the ICETA EdTech conference.
Yeah, the big education tech show.
Yeah, and we want to see how they're actively changing the landscape of, well, how educators teach and how students learn.
And at the heart of all this, really, the core idea, it's about making education more personalized, incredibly efficient, and ultimately just far more engaging for you.
Right.
Whether you're a student trying to get through your studies, or maybe a teacher looking for new ways to connect with your class, or even if you're just someone curious about where learning is headed, these developments are, well, they're pretty significant.
Okay, so let's jump right in then. Let's unpack this, starting with how Google is trying to empower educators.
Yeah.
You can kind of think of it as giving teachers like a dedicated, super-powered AI teaching assistant.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Google's rolling out Gemini in Classroom. This is going out globally to all educators who use Google Workspace for education.
And it's not just a small update, right?
No, definitely not. We're talking about a whole suite, like over 30 new AI tools just for teachers.
Oh.
And crucially, they're available at no extra cost for those Workspace for education users.
Which is a big deal. And it's remarkable how these tools could fundamentally shift a teacher's day-to-day grind.
How so?
Well, they're designed to free up a huge amount of time. Letting educators get back hours they used to spend on admin tasks and put that energy back into what really matters.
Like actually engaging with students.
Exactly. Deep engagement, providing that crucial personalized support. It's not just about doing tasks faster, it's about doing more of the important human work.
Absolutely, and that's a massive point. Imagine a teacher, let's call her Mrs. Anya, planning her week. Maybe on Monday, she needs to outline a pretty complex history lesson. Instead of just staring at a blank page, Gemini could help her structure it, maybe even tweak the text for different reading levels in her class.
Differentiation right there.
Yeah. Then maybe later, she needs a really catchy hook for a lesson on, I don't know, quantum physics.
Uh-oh, tricky one.
Right. The AI could brainstorm like 5 compelling intros in just seconds. And for her Friday quiz, it could auto-generate questions based on the week's material or even help design worksheets for specific learning goals.
It really transforms the whole workflow, doesn't it? Making each step just more efficient.
Totally.
And the depth. It goes beyond just churning out content. These tools help teachers develop more nuanced differentiation strategies, meaning they can easily create different ways to teach a lesson to suit different student needs. They can even generate depth of knowledge questions.
Okay, what are those exactly? For someone, say, in 8th grade listening.
Good questions. So depth of knowledge, or DOK, it's about moving past just remembering facts. It pushes you to really analyze information, connect ideas, evaluate things, basically think more critically about a topic.
Gotcha. So deeper thinking.
Exactly. And what's really quite innovative are these things called GEMs.
GEMs.
Yeah. Teachers can create their own custom AI experts, and these experts are grounded in their specific class materials.
Oh, wow. So it's not just a generic AI tutor.
No, that's the key. The teachers build these gems from their own curriculum, so the AI help is perfectly lined up with their teaching style and what they're covering. It's a level of customized support you just couldn't get otherwise.
That sounds like a genuine game changer, especially for tailoring lessons.
For sure.
And it sounds like it extends into assessment and feedback, too.
It does. These tools can help create a rubric for grading or even convert one you already have. They can also draft up examples of, like, a perfect answer, an exemplar, and maybe some examples of common mistakes, the non-exemplars.
That helps students see what good looks like.
Precisely. And there's a new feature coming soon for suggested feedback for writing assignments. It offers what they call glow and grow comments.
Glow and grow?
Yeah, so it gives positive feedback, the glow, and also constructive suggestions for how to improve the grow. So you get balanced, helpful comments much faster than a teacher could write out by hand for every single student.
Okay, I like that.
You could think of it like maybe like a smart oven for education.
Yeah.
It helps teachers prepare these amazing lessons and resources much faster.
Right.
So they can focus on the art of teaching, the direct interaction, building relationships with students instead of getting bogged down by all the paperwork.
Yeah, less grading, more teaching.
It lets teachers really tailor content and support to individual student needs. That's a huge positive shift away from the old one-size-fits-all model. But this does raise an interesting question, doesn't it? With so much being automated, what do you think is the biggest hurdle for schools trying to actually use these tools? Is it just getting access, or is it the training, or fitting them into how they already do things?
That's a great point. I suspect it's probably a mix of all three. Training is definitely key, but fitting new tech into existing school systems, that can be really complex. But Google isn't stopping there with teacher tools. Teachers will also get access to something called NotebookLM.
Ah, yes, the AI research tool.
Right, so imagine you've got a huge stack of articles, PDFs, maybe your own research notes. NotebookLM can summarize them, pull out the key info,
Okay.
and then, get this, it can turn those materials into podcast-style audio discussions, like a custom audiobook for your class materials.
Whoa, really? Audio overviews?
Yeah. And what's even more impressive, they support over 50 languages, even mixed languages, in the same document. Think about how useful that is for diverse classrooms.
That's incredible for accessibility. So, have you ever seen your own teachers looking stressed out, dealing with grading or lesson planning?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, these tools really aim to cut down that workload a lot, which should lead to a better experience for everyone in the classroom, right?
You'd hope so.
From my perspective, if teachers are spending less time on those repetitive, kind of tedious tasks, what new things do you think that opens up for them? Maybe more creative stuff, like more project-based learning, or I don't know, deeper one-on-one mentoring.
I think it definitely opens the door for more creativity, yeah. More hands-on projects, maybe more time for those really deep connections with individual students.
Right.
And this is where it really gets exciting for you, the student. Let's kind of shift our focus now to how AI is supercharging student learning, basically becoming your ultimate AI study buddy.
Right.
Google is introducing Gemini for Education. It's a custom version of the main Gemini app, but built specifically for schools.
Built for education needs, yeah.
It gives you access to Google's powerful AI models, but with higher usage limits and, importantly, enterprise-grade data protection. And it's free for schools using Workspace.
And this custom version, it's underpinned by something called LearnLM.
Well, LearnLM.
Yeah, it's a family of AI models that are fine-tuned specifically for learning, and critically, they're informed by actual learning science.
So it's not just a generic chatbot.
No, exactly. It means it's built to help you get not just answers, but actual explanations and guidance so you can understand things more deeply. It's really designed to help concepts click for you.
Okay, exactly. Imagine you're stuck on a really tricky algebra problem.
Right, we've all been there.
Totally.
Yeah.
And AI can not only give you the answer, but explain why it's the answer, maybe in a way that just clicks, perhaps using interactive diagrams or something.
Visual aids, yeah.
That's what Gemini Canvas is aiming for. It lets students, right now it's 18 plus B, but they say soon under 18, to generate personalized quizzes for pretty much any subject.
Wow, quizzes on demand.
Yeah. Plus, Gemini's responses are supposed to include interactive diagrams and other visuals right in the chat to help you easily understand complex topics, making the abstract stuff more concrete.
That's really empowering students, isn't it? Giving them incredible control over their own learning path.
Seems like it.
And students of all ages will soon get access to NotebookLM as well.
The research tool we mentioned for teachers.
The very same. It gives you a powerful tool to deepen your understanding, create your own study guides, even instantly summarize long research papers.
Okay, that could be useful.
And remember those audio overviews? Students will also get new video overviews to turn their source materials into engaging educational videos.
Wait, video overview, so it makes a video out of your notes.
Kind of. Imagine turning your research paper or a bunch of notes into a short, informative video with just a click. This really makes me wonder, how does this change the way you might approach studying for your next big test?
I can definitely see students using that for some amazing projects. And speaking of video, Google's also expanding access to Google Vids.
Ah, the video creation app.
Yeah, it's a collaborative video creation app. Students could use it for things like book reports, maybe little historical documentaries, other creative assignments.
More creative outputs.
And here's a kind of wild detail. It has VO3 integration.
VO3, what's that?
Think of it like a really advanced AI video engine. It helps you create these short, like 8-second realistic clips with speaking characters and immersive sound effects.
Seriously, AI-generated characters.
Yeah, turns your simple school project into something much more cinematic and engaging.
Wow. That really changes the game for how students can show what they understand. What topic have you listening right now found really difficult to get your head around?
Yeah, think about that.
Imagine having these tools to break it down for you, make a personalized quiz, or even turn a really dry textbook chapter into an engaging video.
Yeah.
If it feels like a move away from just memorizing stuff towards actually understanding things with dynamic, personalized help.
And it's not just about the apps you actively choose to use. Google's also rolling out new features for Chromebook Plus laptops, designed to help students more subtly, but still powerfully.
Like what?
Well, one is the Help Me Read feature. It can summarize content for you, from websites, apps, even PDFs. And it can simplify complex ideas.
Okay, simplify complex text.
Yeah, so if you're reading a really dense article for history class, maybe it can break it down into easier language without losing the main points.
That's huge for accessibility and just general understanding for all learners.
Definitely.
And there's another Chromebook Plus feature, Select to Search with Lens.
Oh yeah, Lens is pretty cool. How does it work here?
It lets you basically select things you see in a photo or video, maybe a complex diagram in your science textbook, or a screenshot of a tricky math problem you took.
Right?
And it can identify objects, translate text right there, or even give you step-by-step help for solving that tricky problem.
It's like having a universal scanner and explainer bolt right in.
Exactly. Right at your fingertips.
That sounds incredibly practical for just everyday schoolwork. Okay, so let's broaden our view a little bit. Part 3, the broader ecosystem. Google's also improving the whole classroom experience, making things better kind of behind the scenes for teachers and schools.
Okay, system-level stuff.
Yeah. For teachers, there's a new Analytics tab in Classroom. This lets them track how students are doing against specific learning standards and skills.
So tracking progress beyond just grades.
Exactly. Initially, it's using US K-12 standards, but they plan to expand it globally. It's not just about seeing grades after the fact. It's about giving teachers insights into performance and engagement as it's happening.
So they can intervene earlier.
Precisely. It shifts teaching from being reactive, like grade and hope, to being more proactive and data-driven. Teachers can see if a student is struggling and step in before they fall too far behind.
That kind of data allows for much more timely intervention, doesn't it? If a teacher sees a student hitting a wall with a certain concept, they can offer targeted support much sooner.
Right.
If you connect this to the bigger picture, it really is about making learning truly accessible and effective for every student, giving teachers the insights they need to make better decisions. It sort of transforms the classroom into a more responsive, adaptive place.
Yeah, adaptive is a good word.
Mm-hmm.
Another feature that really stood out to me is Read Along in Classroom.
Right along.
Yeah, it provides real-time AI-powered support for independent reading. They've added a new silent reading mode for quiet focus and also a listening mode, which is great for different learning styles or maybe noisy environments.
So it helps with reading practice.
Exactly. And get this, teachers can even create their own stories and turn them into interactive reading activities.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Imagine writing a story in class and then seeing it come to life as an AI-supported reading exercise. Pretty neat for creative writing.
That commitment to accessibility really seems clear across all these announcements.
Yes.
Beyond Read Along, they also mention new Chromebook features specifically for students and teachers who might have limited dexterity or hearing issues.
Like what kind of features?
Things like mouse keys, bounce keys, and slow keys to make typing and using the trackpad easier and more precise. And flash notifications, so if you're hard of hearing, you don't miss audio alerts. The screen flashes instead.
That's really thoughtful design.
It is. This level of inclusivity is just vital if you want all learners, whatever their needs, to actually benefit from these technologies.
Absolutely. And beyond these sort of major features, there are tons of other smaller enhancements too, right?
Yeah, a whole bunch.
Google Meet gets waiting rooms for better control over who joins a virtual class. New Google Slides features to make presentations look better, faster, updates to Classroom like bulk grading and quick links to important resources.
Little things that add up.
Exactly. It all seems designed to just streamline tasks and make the learning environment more efficient, more focused on the actual teaching and learning.
So if we kind of step back and look at the whole picture here, it's pretty clear Google is embedding AI really deeply throughout its entire education ecosystem.
Yeah, it's not just one tool, it's everywhere.
Right. And the aim seems to be making learning more personalized, making teaching more efficient, and just making the classroom experience way more dynamic for everyone involved.
So wrapping up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? The core message, I think, is that these tools aren't about replacing people not replacing teachers, not replacing the hard work students do.
Definitely not.
Instead, they're really designed to powerfully amplify human abilities. They're about empowering teachers to focus on those deeper, more meaningful interactions and helping students become more independent, more capable, and hopefully more confident learners. It's about using technology as a really powerful partner in that whole educational journey.
And this brings up a really important question for all of us to think about, doesn't it? With so much AI help available to handle certain tasks, how do we make sure we continue to foster critical thinking and creativity and real problem-solving skills?
That's the big question, yeah.
How do we ensure students don't just, consume the information AI helps them find, but that they truly understand it, analyze it, and innovate with it?
That's a fantastic question to ponder.
Yeah.
And maybe here's where it gets really interesting for you to think about. If AI can handle more of the routine tasks, like drafting lesson plans, summarizing stuff, maybe even helping create presentations, what new skills become the most valuable for you in the future? What's going to set you apart in a world where AI is just a common tool?
Good food for thought.
You can definitely learn more by checking out Google for education's official announcements. Look at the resources they have online. And maybe even better, ask your teachers or your school leaders if your school is already exploring or maybe even using some of these new tools.
Yeah, find out what's happening locally. Understanding these changes isn't just about staying informed, it's about seeing how education is literally evolving all around you.
Right.
Knowing what's possible can help you shape your own learning journey, make the most of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as you continue your own deep dive into learning, whatever subject that might be, think about how you might use tools like these. But also, critically, think about how you can still bring your unique human creativity, your analysis, your spark to the table.
Well said.
We really hope this deep dive gave you some real aha moments about where education might be heading.